towards the lights as they go on. Their hearts are in their mouths. They are ready. The adrenaline is pumping, and very soon, so will their engines. Away they go. That's a great start from David Hemingway. He is blasted off the line, and the number 22 of Nathan Harrison is trying to go with him. Adam Lockwood is probably going to be about third here. He's going to try and hang side by side with Harrison as they go to Paddock Hill Bend. He's determined not to lose too many positions, but Harrison is going the long way round, and I think he's going to do it here. But as long as they still stay side by side, I'd still put my money on Lockwood hanging on to second place as they go up to Druids. The rest of the field through the first turn just about cleanly, although I think that's Aaron Pullen I can see going a bit wide as they go through Druids. He's going to lose positions. And meanwhile, the number 22 still scrapping away. He was on the outside round Druids, still on the inside through Graham Hill Bend. Finally, he has to give best to Lockwood then. It was a mighty struggle. Lockwood in the end loses out off the front row, and David Hemingway, they're going 3 wide down the Cooper straight back in the field. I think that's back around 20th place. They're going to have to sort that one out by the time they go to Surtees. They're not going to. They've just gone 3 wide through Surtees. You're insane, and that's not worked. It's not worked. 2 into 1 barely works there. 3 into 1 doesn't. 2 cars have run wider at McLaren off onto the grass, but I'll tell you what, they both recovered it very, very well. Normally, that's a tank slap that would normally end up over in those barriers, the tyre barriers over there. But for both of them to have saved that, that is incredible. I'm going to try and get a look on what 2 cars were involved there. And I think, yeah, one of them is the number 33 car of Alan Evans. And it's hard to tell what the other one was. Oh, we got a car around up in the run up towards Druids, just out of Paddock Hill Bend. Let me have a look, investigate with binoculars which car that is. Well, he has got going against some instance in the early part of this race. But just about keeping going for now. They're right on the edge of risk and reward right now. It's high risk, high reward stuff out there, and especially down in those lower positions from about 20th on back. It is an absolute melee. It's anyone's game right now. So the car just looped the loop around Paddock Hill Bend is coming through now. That's the number 29 car of Ralph Budd, who looped it uphill out of Paddock Hill Bend, but managed to get back going again. Didn't get buried in the gravel. Through Surtees and McLaren safely this time, just about. So let's get back to the lead, shall we? Where things have just about settled down between the front 3. Not for very long anyway. David Hemingway leads off the early start, but Adam Lockwood has already got missile lock. Forgive the pun, on his back bumper there, as he's already looking up the inside into Paddock Hill Bend. Lockwood's car was very, very fast in qualifying early, but so was Hemingway, and so was Nathan Harrison, who was second for the longest part of that session, and he's looking around the outside and Druids again. He's going to try and look for the cutback this time. That's what he's going to try and do, and he nearly does, but he's going to be on the outside for Graham Hill Bend. I think if he backs off a little bit, he's going to try and get the run through Graham Hill Bend. Now remember, this is a circuit that rewards multi-corner passes. This is one of those three-dimensional tracks that really sort of, you can set a move up at Paddock Hill Bend and then complete it around by Surtees. It's that sort of lap, and it really rewards patience and dogged determination. As the rest of the field sort of setting themselves up right now. The 29 of Ralph Budd is having a scrap with Merrill Reed in the 81 back there, so obviously his enthusiasm will not be dented any by that spin. So he's easily back in the going now. It's a great stuff. But this paint train up front of Hemingway, Lockwood and Harrison is not going away. In fact, Lockwood's in trouble here because as soon as he goes for a move on Hemingway, he comes under attack from Harrison. So he's decided the best form of defence is attack. He's having a crack at Hemingway. I think, you know what, sod this, I don't want to defend from Harrison anymore. Hemingway, you can do it. Hemingway's going, no, you're not getting this lead off me. He is stuck right in there like a sort of leech stuck on a rock surface at the beach. That is extraordinary stuff. He's still there. Harrison now menacing the back end of Lockwood's car. This is a great 3-way scrap for the lead. This can go literally anywhere right now as it stands. We are about 3 or 4 minutes into this race. We've got 11 minutes and 20 seconds to go. This race is going far too fast. I want it to be 30 minutes. I want it to be an hour. And we got a sideways moment. Has he saved it? He has. That's a good save from Stephen Wright in the number 17, who was all sorts of sideways to Graham Hill Bend. He saved it once and snapped sideways again. He let off the gas completely, got it all back together. Well saved, well done. And again, how many more times can these guys nearly avoid disaster? They've already done it about 3 times in this race by my calculation. The leaders are back across the line again. And again, they all split. It's like bowling pins going into Paddock Hill Bend. They all go in different directions. Lockwood goes off to the left. Harrison, goes off to the left. Lockwood goes to the right. Hemingway tries to stay down the middle and defend all of them. He's just resolutely defensive right now. And again, Harrison looking for the in-out sort of cutback as they go through Druids. But I think Hemingway got a touch there because he runs a little bit wide. And him and Lockwood are going to be side by side down to Graham Hill Bend. Lockwood's a little bit better on the brakes, but Hemingway's making his car about twice as wide. And he pushes him a little bit wide off Graham Hill Bend. Here comes Harrison on the inside. They're going to go 3 wide through Surtees. Were you not paying attention a moment ago? That doesn't work! And they just made it through. Somehow they're all in the the order they went in there in. I have no idea how they all made it through. For a moment there, it looked like they were about to shut their eyes and hope for the best. In the last minute, Harrison on the inside went, do you know what? I've just realised this is a bit of a silly idea. And he backed out of it just in the nick of time. But I'll tell you what, that scrap has suddenly brought the rest of the field back in. Hickton in the number 4 carrying 4th, and Pullen in the 7 in 5th suddenly joined in with this fight, as well as the number 87 of Neil Hurren. Suddenly this 3-car paint train for the lead is in danger of becoming a 6-car paint train if they don't stop squabbling among themselves. But they're like kids at play, they don't want to stop playing, they're all fighting for the win. And now Pullen is trying to go around the outside of Hickton up at Druids. Pullen doing a bit of dirt tracking as they come out of Druids. He's a little bit wide there, kicking up some gravel there, and he sets back in line in 5th place. And meanwhile, this lead battle continues unabated. I'll tell you what, folks, this is worth the admission fee alone. This has been magnificent stuff. We knew coming into this race that this would be a close battle, given their lap times in qualifying. We didn't realise it would be quite this close. This is magnificent. In fact, now the top 6 are sort of split into 2 3-car paint trains. Pullen looking up the inside of Hickton this time. He'll get in this time with McLaren and round through clearways. That's the better move this time, but they're still going to be side by side across the line. This is the battle for 4th, and Hurren in the number 87 has made a good start. He's moved up a couple of positions. They're going to be 3 wide down the front straight. Pullen swerving left and right. He's bobbing left and right like he's in wacky races, trying to defend and attack it all at the same time. And in fact, Hurren is going to profit from this. Hickton's going to drop to 6th out of all this as the merry-go-round, the musical chairs continue. Who on earth is going to be in the lead or in 4th position when the music stops, or rather when the timer stops? At the moment, we've got 8.5 minutes to run in this one, and the battles are continuing all over the track. The number 2 car is under attack as they go into Paddington Bend. That's Ralph Bloor, and that'll be the battle for 21st place. That's how far back in the field the battles are going. The scraps are everywhere you look. We've had a few cars pull into the pit lane. Kevin Molyneux, the 10th place starter, has had some problems with his car. He's out, and he's obviously very upset not to be still playing a part in this fun. I don't blame him, to be honest. He had a strong qualifying run. To get in the top 10 in such a fiercely competitive field, he must be very disappointed. But we'll get back to the leaders then. We'll have about 8 minutes exactly to run as they come across the line this time. Once again, they're in line astern. It's like Groundhog Day. Every lap has been the same. They all come down nose to tail. It's been Hemingway, Lockwood and Harrison. And once again, they all split different directions in the Paddington Bend. Harrison goes off to the left to try and get the cut under. Lockwood goes to the inside. Hemingway just trying to park it on the apex and defend from all comers. And meanwhile, this is very interesting, Pullen has now extended his advantage over 4th place, but here comes Harrison looking on the inside of Lockwood, and I think there was a little bit of contact as they come out of Druids. Just a tiny bit. I mean, these are rugged little cars. They are sort of tip-tops. They've got full-blown touring cars. They can take a little bit of argy-bargy. And I'm going to guess, although you could drive these things home, I'm going to assume that these front 3 aren't planning on doing so, because they're not driving like it right now. Lockwood gets a little bit offline through Surtees, through McLaren. The car's a little bit unsettled. That's an incredibly difficult part of the track. The car will be weaving all over the place through there. Very, very difficult indeed. Now they come out of Clark Curve once again. We're going to have 6 minutes and, well, just under 7 minutes to go now. Once again, it's Hemingway, Lockwood and Harrison, and Pullen is trying to get the gap down from 4th place. In fact, he just ran the fastest lap of the race, a 59.066. That would have gone pole overall. That's the fastest we've seen any of these Toyotas go all day. Something really working on the Pullen car, the YourIrishShop.com car, really doing well. And I'll tell you what, if these guys can continue scrapping up front, they're going to welcome him to the bye in any short time, because he's currently 2.5 seconds back on the leader Hemingway. And if these guys continue scrapping as they are, that's just going to be an open invitation for him to join the party. Hurren has moved up to 5th place, and Hickton in 6th. And meanwhile, the other YourIrishShop.com car scrapping away with O'Kane up the inside of Adam Corbridge in the 43. That's the battle for 7th place. It's going off this race. This is fantastic. As I say, worth the admission fee alone, worth the entry fee. But we're bringing in the whole coverage right here on Downforce Radio. I'm really enjoying commentating on this one. This is the kind of races you want to commentate on as a broadcaster. So once again, I'm getting severe deja vu next. Once again, it's Hemingway, Lockwood and Harrison across the start finish line. Once again, Harrison goes left, but Hemingway goes left this time. Was that a wise move? He tries to get a wider line from Paddington Bend, and I think that works. It was a bit of an open invitation for Lockwood, but now Lockwood left himself open to Harrison there and just shut the door in time. I think he stubbed Harrison's toe in the door there. That's the 36 and the 85 are side by side. That's Spencer Timo and Philip O'Halloran. That'll be the battle for 13th as they come down towards Paddington Bend. And look at this. Pullen is catching up with these guys. He's really sideways. He's almost got to go the lock stops from Graham Hill Bend. But he's caught these guys. He's lapping much, much quicker than all of them. And he's going to get them, you know. He's going to catch up to them in just over 5 minutes to go in this one. He's got all the time in the world. And that 3-car paint train has now become a 4-car paint train. Paint train is a term I like to use, ladies and gentlemen, to describe 3 or more cars nose to tail, because it is a train of cars, and especially in this case, it normally ends in some pain for someone. But the winner out of this one, as they come across the line, is Hemingway, because he just appears to have eked out the smallest bit of a lead. In fact, we've got a car. This might be a safety car, you know. What drama this could be. We've got a car just off the line in the gravel at Paddock Hill Bend, right off the racing service. It's waved yellow flags at Paddock Hill Bend, as you'd expect. Safety car water flag being readied. Oh, please don't tell me this will be a premature end to this race. I hope we can get something going out of this one, because it'll be unfair to leave it as it is. But I mean, absolutely the right call to call the safety car out. I'm just going to try and investigate what car that is that's beached over at Paddock Hill Bend. It's just off the racing line, so it's very close to the race surface, so I don't blame them for ditching at all. I think, is that the 67 of Mark Barnsley? I have a feeling it might be. See, it doesn't come around on the timing screen this time. I can just see it. It's quite far away from us here. I can see the car there, but I just need to get an identification on it. It is buried right there in the gravel. The JCB already out. The safety car is on the track. It has the field neutralised. We've got just under 4 minutes of this one to go. I really hope we've got time to clear this one up, at least on that pass to the line, because I think it's the finish to this race that we deserve. It's been a magnificent race so far in the YourIrishShop.com MR2 Racing Series, presented by the Track Attack Race Club. I'm very glad of the events they put on today. This first race has been worth all the effort and time gone into it alone. This has been great. Now the JCB is already over there at the stricken car, as we've also had the number 28 in the lane. That's Paul Lowry, who appears to be heading back to the paddock with some sort of problem with his car, which is a great shame they can't join him with this fun and games. But let's have a look at who's not come through. I think it is the 67 of Mark Worsley, the vehicle craft racing car. That's a great shame. But that JCB is dragging that car away pretty quickly, you know. We might, well, we've got just under 3 minutes exactly to go here. I think we might at least get 1 lap in the books, maybe 2. It's going to be an absolute shootout, and the guy this plays most into the hands of is the 4th place car of Pullen. The guy has worked his way up. What a lap for this, what a race for him. He was in a mega scrap. He was down, he started originally in 5th place, fell down to around 6th or 7th, came back through that scrap and then caught the lead 3 as they were squabbling away. Hemingway has done a magnificent job defending from the front the whole race, and now he's going to have to do it all again. I think we're going to have a safety car coming round for 1 more lap, and then I think at the timing screen he said he didn't go by. We're going to end up cutting them loose for 1 lap, maybe 2, but I don't think they're going to get in. I think this is going to be a 1 lap dash for cash right here. This is going to be basically their equivalent of a green white checker. My goodness, he couldn't want for a more exciting this race. As we're ticking down to 2 minutes to go now. In the lap counter down there, that normally shows the minutes left. It's down to 2 minutes. Just keeping an eye. So by the time they get wrapped round, are the lights out atop the safety car? I think they are, because the 67 car has been pulled well off to the side to safety. So I think this. Hold on to your hats, ladies and gentlemen. Stand up by your beds. You best put seatbelts on your ears, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be epically good to conclude this first race of the YourIrishShop.com MR2 Racing Series out here at Barnsley College with the Track Attack Race Club. No lights are still on the safety car, but I think JCB is returning to the nest over there in the Paddock Hill Bend fencing. The 67 car is well offline. Worsley himself has cleared that car, and lights are out. Here we go. They are going to have less than a minute to decide this one. They are literally going to have 1 lap of showdown around the Brands Hatch Indy circuit. They are tense. They're like a pack of wild dogs ready to be unleashed. The safety car exit stage right, and away we go. We're going to have 1 lap, a shootout to decide it all here in the first race of the MR2 Racing Series. And Hemingway has got a great jump this time off the start. That'll be crucial. Lockwood under pressure from Harrison, but Pullen pulls to the left. They're nearly going to end up 3 wide into Paddock Hill Bend. Pullen's going to try and go for the out and in. Hemingway has got 1 more lap perhaps to hold on for this one, unless they decide to add one on, but it doesn't look like it. Harrison having another crack up the inside of Lockwood as they go after Drews, but Pullen's going to go all the way around the outside of Harrison. If he can stay on the outside there to Graham Hill Bend, he's going to get 3rd here, and he's still topping him out. They're banging fenders. Harrison's trying to squeeze him over to the pass. He breaks himself and he touches Lockwood. Lockwood goes completely sideways but saves it. Harrison's going to jump to the outside of Mav's second. And all of a sudden it's a riot behind. Horan's trying to bite into this battle. It's an absolute scrum. They're going 2x2 through Surtees. Horan's going to get elbowed off by Higton. They go through the grass. They're completely shortcutting it. This is absolute anarchy to win this race. And Lockwood's just spun Harrison out a second off the final corner. Are you kidding me? You don't get this much action in half a season of NASCAR. Unbelievable. But the one guy who's watching it all with joy is David Hemingway. Yes, you pump your fist out the window because all that carnage unfolded right behind you. It was absolute anarchy behind him, and that handed the victory to him. I can't believe what I've just seen. That was incredible. And we've got the number 88 car of Rob Brown, off in the Paddock Hill bend, exactly where he was earlier after qualifying.